Is it gonna be doing that beeping during there?
That's okay. That can happen. All right, we're about to get ready soon, and just set things up, and we're gonna show you guys some soul food. This is basically for like if people chat and they ask questions. We have it set up so I can answer any questions anybody got. Alright, so we are on. Yep, we are on YouTube right now. TikTok. All right, we are live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. Everything is juiced. Still got plenty of power. Yeah. And it's not like it's scheduled, like people are here already and all that stuff. So check this out. Put this in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this one. I'll put it right. That's this right there. Got this. Oh, yeah, some people joining already. This one, Twitch. We're gonna put the stand. Huh? Wow. Yeah. Twitch here. This one go there. Okay, we signed the Twitch. Now this would be different if I had a schedule, but I never really schedule streams because I never know what time I'm gonna get on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we on Twitch too. Right. They're all set up. This one I gotta turn it on. There's no echo. Okay. So we're not gonna echo at all right now. All right, everybody. This is the Mom's Epic Gaming Kitchen Takeover Soul Food Edition. So my mom is here. She's in town. She's gonna explain everything. So let you bring her in. Let y'all see her.
Hello, everybody.
She is. Yep.
My name is Pam. This is my son, Rob. Okay. So I come to town once or twice a year. When I come, he likes me to make some of his favorite dishes that he enjoyed when he was younger. He calls it soul food. We can call it soul food. In the South, they call it comfort food. What is soul food? Soul food is food that tastes good and it's good for your soul.
Yes. All of it.
It can be enjoyed by any ethnic group. Not particularly one group, but any ethnic group. So today I'm going to be making Southern potato salad, baked Cornish hens,
Yum yum.
macaroni and cheese, baked macaroni and cheese. There's a difference. I'm actually making, as we speak, black-eyed peas with okra. And I'm gonna make hot water cornbread and hoe cakes. Hot water cornbread and hoe cakes go with Southern dishes such as greens, beans, black-eyed peas, and so forth. But certain dishes go better with hoe cakes, certain dishes go better with hot water cornbread. So I'm gonna actually show you how to make that. So the first thing we're gonna do, I have already started my black-eyed peas to save time cooking. And so I had to wash them and I put them on to boil with a ham hock. You can use any kind of meat you want. He likes ham hocks. You can use smoked turkey, smoked beef, whatever meat you like. And these are just dried black-eyed peas that I purchased at home. A little background on me. I'm a nurse. I live in Illinois in a suburb called Homewood. Certain foods there's different availability of food in different geographical areas. So when I come here, some things I bring with me because they're not available here. So this is cooking. The only thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to add a little onion to it. And when it gets just about done, I'm going to add the okra and the seasoning. So I'm going to add some onion and let this cook. And this is simmering right now. While that's going on, I'm going to season my Cornish hens. Now, I have 2 Cornish hens. I split them. It makes them easier to cook. And I don't know that many people that can eat a whole Cornish hen by themselves. I'm sure there are some out there, but a half Cornish hen is really a lot. So I'm going to start off by seasoning them. And I'm going to season them with a little onion powder, garlic powder, a little black pepper, and I'm going to use a little celery salt because I like celery salt. To me, it gives everything a little bit better flavor. And I've seasoned the skin side. I'm also going to season the raw side because that's where all your flavor is going to be absorbed from your seasoning. So same seasoning, celery salt, onion powder, black pepper, and garlic powder.
So it looks like you're just covering the meat with, you're not really measuring anything, which is nice.
I'm not one to measure. Okay. Some people like to measure. That's not me. I do it to taste, or just maybe it's just from experience because I've been doing this so long, but it is what it is. I'm gonna add some 3-pepper and onion seasoning that I purchased here in town. I'm gonna add, now this consists of green pepper, red pepper, and onion. I'm gonna add some fresh red pepper under each half because that red pepper gives, to me, everything a little bit better flavor. And I'm also gonna add some celery that I've chopped up. Okay, I've already preheated my oven to 360. This is an electric oven, so sometimes there's a little bit difference in cooking on a gas appliance versus an electric appliance, but I've already preheated my oven. I'm going to cover this with foil, and I'm going to pop this right in the oven. And this is going to take probably a little over an hour to bake, and after about 45 minutes I'm going to check it. When the meat starts looking tender, then I'm going to take the foil off and let it brown. And when it's brown, then it's ready to serve. So that's going in here. Okay, now we're going to focus on the potato salad. So to save time, I have already peeled and boiled my potatoes. And they're tender, so I can cut them with a spoon, fork, knife, or whatever. I've already chopped up my ingredients. I have boiled eggs. I'm going to add those in. That's 6 boiled eggs, and this is a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I've already pre-chopped my onion, celery, green pepper, and I add red bell pepper. Now, when it comes to seasoning, some people don't like green pepper, some people don't like too many onions. You do it the way you like it. You add the vegetables or the seasonings that you like. But as far as I'm concerned, all of this is going to give this a really good flavor. Okay. Next, I'm going to add a couple squirts of mustard. Mustard gives it a little tang. And again, I'm not one to measure, so I just squirt it in there.
Just squirt it in.
Squirt it in. And I'm also going to add some pickle relish. Pickle relish gives it a little sweetness and makes it taste really good. So I'm going to start stirring that together. And I'm doing it with a spoon because now you can also mash your potatoes like you making mashed potatoes and add this stuff in. But I like my potato salad a little on the chunky side. So.
Oh, okay. So by cutting it with the.
Now some people like potato salad and they mash the potatoes. But again, I like mine chunky. So I'm just gonna go here and with this spoon. As I'm mixing this up, I'm also breaking up these potatoes into chunks. Okay, now, I'm also going to add some black pepper. And you can do that to taste. I like black pepper. I think it gives everything a little bit better taste, but again, depends on your taste buds and your likes. Some people don't like a lot of black pepper. And then I'm going to add mayonnaise. I've added some. I may have to add a little more because as I'm stirring, I want it to get to the right consistency. And the hardest part is chopping all this stuff up. That's what's most time consuming. But when you're making potato salad, you have to have fresh onions, fresh celery, fresh peppers. You can't use frozen because it's not going to taste the same.
Let's take a look at that. Yes.
And there's some at the bottom that's not really covered with mayonnaise and hasn't come to the right consistency, so I'm going to add a little bit more.
Wow, I've never seen potato salad made before. That's crazy.
Well, I made it when I was here last year. You just weren't paying attention.
No, I'm just saying I just never seen it made. I just eat it, you know what I'm saying? So it tastes so damn good.
Eats it.
Yes.
All right.
And I see what you mean by the chunky part. Yeah, because, okay.
Yeah. And I'm just smoothing it out here on top so it looks nice and pretty. And the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to garnish with a little parsley. And here we go. Just gonna sprinkle a little parsley. You can garnish with green onion. Some people like pimentos. I never really liked them.
I see people with that red pepper, the cayenne pepper.
Put them in. Yeah, you can put whatever garnish you like, and I'm gonna just do a little bit of black pepper on top. And there we are. I'm gonna put it in the fridge and let it cool. Now, as we're doing that, I've already got my water boiling for my macaroni and cheese. And I've got my water boiling for my hot water cornbread.
Oh, you guys gonna like this. Hot water cornbread is a family specialty. I love it.
And people dream. I've had people have it at my house and they said they were dreaming about hot water cornbread.
Because not every day you even hear what hot water cornbread is. You mention that to people like, what the hell is that? I'll leave that out because I'm going to drink that. I'm getting kind of thirsty, so.
Okay, so I've got my water boiling, and again, we're making baked macaroni and cheese. So my water is boiling. You want to add your macaroni. I got elbow macaroni. You can use any type of pasta, shells, penny pasta, but I like the elbows. I like the small elbows. They have large elbows. And I'm gonna add it, and we're gonna parboil this. We're not gonna cook the macaroni all the way, because remember, we're gonna bake it in the oven, and it's gonna cook as it's baking. And we don't want it to be mushy when we mix the cheese in. So we're gonna let this boil for about maybe 5 minutes until it starts to get tender. But again, we don't want it completely tender. Once that is at the right texture, I'm gonna add a stick of butter. I'm gonna add sour cream, evaporated milk, and cream cheese. The sour cream and the cream cheese gives it a really good flavor. And when it comes to the cheese, I like to use American cheese, and I like Colby Jack, the shredded Colby Jack. And I'm gonna garnish it before I put it in the oven with a grated cheese. I like Colby Jack, but you can use whatever you like. You can use mozzarella, you can use cheddar, mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, the Mexican cheese. And I'm just gonna stir this as we go, because if you don't stir it, it's gonna gum up and it's gonna start sticking at the bottom. And we don't want that. So. And again, the reason we don't want this to overcook in the pot, we're parboiling, is because once we add the milk, the sour cream, the cream cheese, we're going to transfer it into a baking pan. We're going to garnish it with cheese. It's going to be, there's going to be like a liquid medium that we're making when we add all this cheese, butter, milk, and that helps the pasta to cook when it's in the oven. And again, it prevents it from being dry. We don't want dry, gummy macaroni and cheese.
Somebody said something on Twitch. It's over there. The one over to the right. Maybe they might have a question for you.
I am from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh.
I was born in Chicago, but I live in a suburb of Chicago called Homewood. However, I was raised in a home where my parents were from the South. So my mom taught me a lot about Southern cooking. Some of the things that I make, I have tailored them to my own taste, and so on and so forth. So. And My black-eyed peas are cooking. Doesn't take long for them to get tender. We're just doing a little simmer there. And I'm gonna turn the temperature up on my water for my hot water cornbread. Okay, so I'm going to remove this pot very carefully because I don't want to burn myself. And I'm going to drain the water off of this macaroni that I have cooked.
So you got the strain in one hand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a different type of strainer that I use at home, but I'm going to drain the water off because it's hot and hot water is going to continue to cook this. If I let it sit, this macaroni will swell up and then it's going to start getting mushy. So I'm draining all this hot water off. Okay. All right. All right, now I'm going to transfer this back to the stove here and I'm going to turn it down low. I don't want it to fire the flame too fast.
Woo, look at that cooking. Everything is cooking.
I don't want it cooking too fast though, but I'm turn it down a little bit. All right. So I'm going to add 1 can of evaporated milk. And I have a couple more here because I may have to get it to the right consistency. And the key here is you're going to stir as you go. I'm going to add my butter. That's going to start melting. I'm going to add my cream cheese. And I'm going to add some sour cream. And I'm just going to add based on experience with this volume of macaroni and cheese. Again, I'm not one to do a lot of measurements. Now, I'm going to start stirring. And you can see there's like a little liquid on the bottom here. When we get this in the oven, that's what's going to start. That's what's going to cook this macaroni the rest of the way.
So you didn't drain out all the water?
I did, but I added a can of milk.
Oh, okay. Can of milk. Got it.
That's milk in the bottom.
Okay.
And all of this that I added is going to liquefy. And I'm going to add a little bit more milk because that liquid is what's going to help melt this cheese that I put in here.
You said you put cheese in there?
I haven't put it in yet. I have
okay.
to get the liquid to the right consistency because that's what's going to melt the cheese. And I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Again, you don't want your macaroni and cheese dry. There we go. So now this, you can see with all that I added the sour cream and the butter and the cream cheese, it's starting to look like a stew consistency. But again, when you add that cheese, you're gonna need that liquid to melt that cheese. Okay. And I have already prepared my cheese here. I'm gonna start adding American cheese that I've pre-unwrapped. I'm gonna start tearing it in strips because it makes it easier to melt. But you can use chunk cheese, grated. Usually American comes in slices. I've never seen chunk American.
How much cheese is that?
This is 2 pounds here, but again, I just added until it looks right.
Oh, okay.
Because you want to have macaroni and cheese. You don't want to just have macaroni, right? It's got to be macaroni and cheese. And the key to making good macaroni and cheese, you got to add a lot of cheese.
Okay. I got you.
I'm also going to add some grated cheese after this melts down, and I'm going to have to add some more milk so it can stay at the right consistency.
So guys, she come out like every 6 months. She usually come out like the beginning of the year and then my birthday in August.
I'm just going to open this. So yesterday, I made greens and I made dressing. And he had me on video with my robe and all that on, and I made him take it off because I don't want to be on camera looking like that. I'm going to add another can of milk.
So if you like this content, guys, like and subscribe. Really appreciate that. She comes out every like 6 months. So we'll be doing these like every 6 months. So you can get better at cooking soul food with her. Yes.
Now we talking. See, we have a little liquid like a soup consistency. That's what we want. That's what's gonna melt this cheese. And you can see my macaroni is still whole. It's not getting mushed up or bunched up. It's still whole. I'm gonna add a little bit more American here. So this is about approximately 1.5 pounds that I'm adding. This is really perfect. It's not sticking on the bottom because I'm giving it that constant stir. The cheese is melting. So I'm going to continue to stir this because I want all of this cheese to melt and I want it to be liquefied when I put it in the oven, because once I put it in the oven, I'm going to put a layer of grated cheese on top and it's going to melt all the way through. And then we're going to bake that at 350 until it has a nice golden brown crusty layer on top. And when you dig into it, it's not going to be mushy. You'll be able to tell that it's macaroni elbows. And that's the reason why I didn't want to cook them all the way when I first start boiling them. Because see, it's still, there's heat still under there. It's a lower heat, but it's still cooking the macaroni. Okay, now I'm gonna add some grated cheese. And this is a Fiesta blend because again, out here, I couldn't find the one that I wanted.
What did you want?
I wanted Colby Jack.
Oh, okay.
But this has Colby, Monterey Jack, Asadero, cheddar. So it's a mixture. It's called a Fiesta blend. I'm gonna add that in there. And I'm gonna stir this in. And that's continuing to melt. And again, you want that liquidy soup consistency. Not too thin, but enough that when it bakes, it's not going to be dry. It's not going to be mushy. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to stir that in. And then I'm going to transfer this because most of my cheese here is melted. You can see it looks real cheesy. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I'm going to grab my pan over here.
Oh, more people talking on Twitch, Mama. What they saying?
What's for dinner?
Go ahead, tell them everything you're making.
So yesterday I made mustard and turnip greens with ham hocks. I had to bring the ham hocks and the mustard greens out here because you can't find them out here in Oregon. If you can, I don't know where. So can't find them here where my son lives. So now I've transferred all that into this big baking dish. And that looks scrumptious. It looks nice and creamy. And I'm going to top this with a layer of grated cheese. So when we put this in the oven, that's going to bake in. And we're going to let this bake at 350 until it has a nice golden brown crusty consistency on top. There we go.
Oh, you know I got another what's the name?
No, this is fine.
Another rack, yeah, because I took it out when I was making that turkey. Mm-hmm. It's right over there next to the table.
Okay. Well, this is fine for now.
Oh, okay. Just letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's right over there.
All right. All right. So now we have our macaroni and cheese baking. We have our black-eyed peas that are cooking. And so when the black-eyed peas, which they're just about done, I'm gonna add some seasoning. And the seasoning that I bring from the Chicago area is called Sylvia's Green Seasoning. You can't really find it out here. You could probably order it online. You could use this to season greens, beans, soup, anything. Very good. I'm just gonna add some here.
I actually went to Sylvia's when I was in New York when I lived there. They have a restaurant in Harlem. So if you ever visit New York, check out Sylvia's. The food is amazing. Really good soul food.
And we're back to soul food. What is soul food? Soul food is food that's good for your soul. Tastes good. So I'm gonna let this cook a little more, and then I'm gonna add okra. And I bought cut okra. So some people say they don't like okra. Why? Because they say it's slimy. Let me assure you, when you put okra in a soup or stew, it's not gonna be slimy, especially if it's cut. In the South, you can't have black-eyed peas without okra. We went to 3 different stores yesterday looking for okra, and I finally found some at a Walmart, so very happy for that.
From the Big Blue, huh?
The Big Blue. So,
nice.
okay. I like to keep things clean as I'm cooking. So now, I'm gonna start my hot water cornbread.
Ooh.
And so I have water boiling. So what is hot water cornbread? Now I bought cornmeal mix from Chicago. This is Pearl Milling Company cornmeal mix. It's got cornmeal, white cornmeal. It also comes in yellow. It's got flour, baking powder, and all the ingredients. So all you have to add is your egg and your milk. You cannot find this here in the West. So I bring it in my luggage from Chicago. You can find cornmeal here, and you can make hot water cornbread with plain cornmeal. But because that's what I like buying in Chicago, that's what I use. So I already have my cornmeal in the bowl, my cornmeal mix in the bowl. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add hot water to it. But before I start that, here's my skillet. I'm gonna preheat my skillet, because once I get this mixed up, I'm gonna start frying it in some oil. Whatever oil you like, vegetable oil, corn oil. We have canola oil here.
So while you do that, give me a second, Mama. Let me just see who said things, if it's anybody that I know. Somebody from my crazy crew. Just give me a second. All right.
And I'm gonna put these back in the fridge.
All right. TikTok, we got a few people that joined. Thank you for joining. Oh, man. So these some new people I've never seen before. That one Kingpin, welcome. Wendy Birdie, welcome. Oh, the one Kingpin, you, oh, really? Y'all Gamer for Gamers, man. Let's go, man. Yes, you rated us. I appreciate that.
Well, I should have worn my Raider outfit.
Oh, no, they sell a rate. When somebody comes to your stream with a bunch of people, they're raiding your stream.
Oh, okay.
That's what that means. They're raiding your stream. So.
Oh, I thought you meant Raiders. Okay.
No. So Kingpin raided with 7 people. So he brought 7 people into my stream to watch it. And they like this group that I had joined that's been really cool. So Ice Ninja came in. What's up, Ice? BM Ramp, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for coming in. Prince Sadie Love Okra.
Oh man, the okra is no joke.
Yeah. So we got 2 people watching on YouTube right now. We got quite a few people on Twitch. Yeah, we got some peeps, man. So there we go. All right, I just wanted to see who was in. Thank you, Gamer for Gamers, for showing up. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, hold on one second. Okay. Sorry, Elijah J. I don't know what happened here. Oh, you were regularly watching cooking stream? Okay. Well, stop by every now and then. I do some, but my mom comes every 6 months. So every 6 months, you guys will be seeing this. So
now, this is hot water cornbread. I've added my cornmeal. This is cornmeal mixed to the bowl. I'm going to add my hot water. And I'm going to start stirring. And so what does the hot water do? The hot water starts to cook the cornmeal. And I'm going to keep adding it until it comes to the right consistency. And what is the right consistency? You want it mushy, where you can either spoon it into a skillet or shape it into a patty. My preference is, this is hot, so trying to make it form it into a patty with your hand, I don't like it. I like spooning mine into the skillet because I like the edges to be a little rough. I don't like them because the key to good hot water cornbread, you want to fry it until it's golden brown and crispy. So when you bite into it, it's crunchy. So when you eat those greens, you mix it in with those greens. And in the South, they use hot water, but they also use the liquid from the greens. You can take the liquid from the greens when it's hot, and you can mix it with your cornmeal. And that's another way that you can make hot water cornbread. So I'm just going to add just a touch more water because there's some cornmeal down here on the bottom of this bowl that's hasn't been mixed well. So I'm going to mix all of that. And you see this is a consistency here. It looks like it's kind of mushy. Some people like adding onions to it or whatever. I don't particularly care for that. I just like to cook it plain, but you can add onion. You can add vegetables to it. I've never done that.
No, I like it like this.
Right, I'm just saying. But so this is the same way they make a hush puppy. When you go to a seafood restaurant, what is a hush puppy? It's the same consistency cornmeal, and they add onions to it and different seasoning, and that's what a hush puppy is. So you can also make hush puppies this way. So I'm going to spoon this into the skillet. My oil is hot. I don't want to make them too big because I like them like a medium size. But you can make them as big or as little as you want. And I'm just going to grab another spoon here because that makes it easier to get it off the spoon into the skillet.
Have another spoon if you want it.
No, this is fine.
Okay. This is hot water cornbread, y'all. I introduced this to one of my friends in New York when she first came there to visit, and he went freaking nuts. I'm gonna actually show him this video. He's gonna be a little jealous. There's nothing like hot water cornbread.
I went to New York to do the same thing, to cook him a meal after the holiday, and I look up and he's got a whole bunch of his friends sitting there waiting to eat. All right, so that's gonna fry. Pour this out. I'm just gonna grab a spatula here.
People in New York don't know nothing about Southern cooking, man. They have no idea. Unless they go to Sylvia's in Harlem.
Sylvia's in Harlem.
Yep.
Next time I go that way, I gotta go there.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, where I live, you can buy a lot of Sylvia's stuff. So again, cooking on an electric appliance is a little bit different. So now my black eyed peas here, man, they look good. They just about done. So I'm gonna add, I got 1 bag of frozen okra that I got at the Big Blue. And this is frozen cut okra. I'm gonna just pour the whole bag on top. And it's not gonna take long for that to cook, but I'm gonna let that simmer and it's gonna get tender and then that'll be ready to go. While we're waiting on that hot water cornbread, I'm gonna mix up my batter.
You want to mix
hoe
what?
cakes. Now, what's the difference between hot water cornbread and a hoe cake? Hot water cornbread, again, is just cornmeal and hot water. The hot water cooks it and you finish it off by frying it to a crispy consistency. A hoe cake is made with milk and egg like you're making cornbread, except you want to make it a little bit thinner and you're going to fry it as well. So I'm going to add my egg and
They say they love you, Mama. King.
I'm going to add some milk.
All right, let me get a good angle on that. Yeah.
So this is the same way you use cornmeal mix to make cornbread that you bake in the oven. So I could transfer this to a pan and bake it in the oven, but I'm going to make it just a little thinner consistency because I'm going to fry it. You go to the South, Nashville, Atlanta, they can get out making some hoe cakes. And it's the same principle. You want to fry them in some oil till they're golden brown. There we go. And this doesn't seem like a lot of cornmeal mix, but this will make probably about 12 to 15 hoe cakes. Okay. So I'm going to move this to the back burner because that's simmering. And I'm going to heat my skillet here. Check my hot water cornbread here. See, that's getting brown, but got to get it a little browner. Got to be golden brown. Okay. I'm going to add a little oil. Just going to grab another spoon here because we're going to spoon this in to the skillet, and we don't want them too big.
These are called hoe cakes, y'all. H-O-E?
Matter of fact, we can show how that cheese is melting on that macaroni. And that's gonna bake, and that's gonna get golden brown. That's gonna be scrumptious. I'm gonna let my oil get a little hotter. Okay, so now I'm gonna spoon this into the skillet. In the South, they also make pancakes like this. They eat these, they make them a little bigger, but they eat them with butter and syrup, just like we eat regular pancakes. And I'm only gonna do 2 because this is a very small skillet, but.
You want to use my black skillet?
No.
Cast iron?
No, we're good.
Okay.
And then while that's cooking, I'm going to prepare a pan to put them on. My little hot water cornbread here.
Oh, look at that.
You want it golden brown. Golden brown, just like that. And I like cooking in a cast iron skillet, but I don't like frying bread in there because sometimes it sticks. I like using a non-stick skillet. You can do it with a cast iron skillet, but you got to use cooking spray because sometimes this stuff sticks. So.
Oh, the hoe cakes, they
It's just
cook
fried
fast.
cornbread, yeah. They cook fast, like a pancake. And it's a little faster because this, like I said, this is an electric skillet, and I'm not the best one to judge the temperature, so. There we have it.
Oh, look at them black eyed peas, man. They're not the same without that okra, though.
No, they're really not.
No.
Gotta have okra.
Got the ham hock in there. Oh.
So that, I'm just gonna turn that one off. Make sure I'm turning the right one. And there we have it.
hoe cakes.
Hoe cakes go really good with black-eyed peas. One time a friend of mine asked me to bring some comfort food to her party, and I made some black-eyed peas with okra. And at first everyone said they didn't really like okra until they tasted it, and they went berserk. So the way you make the hoe cake, you make your cornbread batter a little thinner, you're gonna fry it, and you're gonna make it just like you make a pancake. Don't take long at all to cook them. And I'm gonna get another pan here ready for my hot water cornbread when it is ready to come out of the skillet. There we go, golden brown. You may have to add a little oil as you go because this is very hot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to burn your breads. Normally I would use a huge skillet, but I'm working with what I got.
Oh, I know. I'm
Gotta
sitting.
make it do what it do.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
My son is really not a cook, so
I'm trying.
he's trying.
Yeah.
You know, next time we'll have better utensils to work with, but that's not the most important thing. You know, most important thing is the right ingredients, the right flavor. Okay, this one's done. Nice golden brown. Let these get a little browner. Now it's cooled off a little bit, I can shake them with my hand. I don't want to burn myself. Can also put them in like that, and
That's a lot easier.
yeah, but when it's hot, you don't want to burn yourself.
Yeah.
And I like my edges a little. I don't like them perfect, you know, but
Yeah.
there we go. Different strokes for different folks. And there you have it. Macaroni is coming along. I'm gonna check my Cornish hens here in a minute. See, everything's cooking there. When that doesn't take long for a Cornish hen to cook, about an hour. And when it gets just about done, I'm gonna take that foil off and let them brown.
Yeah, it's been almost an hour.
And we gonna get down. So, I hope some of this information has been helpful in your in improving and giving you knowledge about soul food and comfort food. And just as a sidebar, do I like to cook? I like everything to taste good, but cooking is a lot of work. And I try to make it where I'm not putting too much effort into it. If something is gonna be too time consuming, people aren't gonna be interested in doing it. So the main times that I do this is when I come out here or at home around holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I make all the same stuff every holiday. Well, not every holiday, but Thanksgiving and Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime if Robbie comes home, I make some of the same stuff for him because he doesn't get it that often. So.
Yeah, the family really like flocks over during the holidays. I always have a good time.
And again, that's the meaning of soul food. Bringing families together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing out the good in us with a good meal, togetherness, love, family, togetherness. Nothing more important. So.
That's about going to wrap it up, right?
I hope you guys have enjoyed or learned something. If any questions, you can feel free to contact me, contact Robbie. I'll be happy to answer any questions. When I come back, I'm going to make dressing, my famous dressing that nobody turns down, that everybody loves. We're going to make dressing from scratch, and we're going to make greens. So, hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
Yes.
And everyone have a good rest of your weekend and fill it with plenty of soul.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. In about another hour or so, I'm going to be chomping this down with my mom while she's doing this. And I really appreciate you guys coming in, checking us out. Like I said, she comes every 6 months. And we'll be doing these. Hopefully next time I can convince her to make one of my favorite dishes, which is chitlins. It takes a lot for her to do that because you got to clean
bring them because he ain't finding them.
You can't find them out here. No. So I love chitlins. Or sometimes they call them chitterlings. I love those. I've been hooked on those since I was a kid. I could probably eat them once every 2 years. Because it's 100% pork. Plus, I eat them every year if I could, but I just can't because a lot of people don't like cooking them. So, and they stink, but they taste good. So, but actually, the last time you cooked them, they didn't stink though.
Well, because I bought them here frozen. Because you got to transport that stuff in your luggage.
Yeah.
And I bought the Aunt Bessie's that are already clean.
Right.
Because I'll cook them. Just as a sidebar, I don't eat chitlins either, but I will cook them for him.
Yes.
And you better. And then I'm not bringing a pail of chitlins on the plane.
No, you don't want to do that.
And I'm not cleaning them either because they're not fun to clean.
Right.
But the ones that are already clean, they're a little easier to cook.
Well, next week, will you join me? I think next Saturday or Sunday, I will be cooking from the Fallout cookbook. We'll be doing bland cold mac and cheese, and we'll also be doing the guana bits. If you know what those are, well, you would know what those are if you play the game. So we're gonna have some fun with that as well. So I'll see y'all next week. I might be on a little later to do some Path of Exile. We'll be gaming all week. Virtua Fighter 5 comes out tomorrow night. I'll be playing that as well. That's one of my favorite fighting games. And, you know, we got a lot of good games coming out, you know, in the next, few months. And I'm looking forward to showing it to you guys and sharing the gameplay. So like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Share this video. If you want your mom or your girlfriend to like cook you some soul food, you can. So I'm about to hang out with mom and do some other stuff. So I'll see y'all later. Dark Sprigging out. All right. And this bad boy.
So we're